Hey, 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 good morning, everyone. This is the day the Lord has made. Let us make a conscious choice to rejoice and to be glad in it. This is Ilona Sanders, and I want to thank you for connecting with Spiritual Success TV Live, where we are creating a clear path for you to see your way forward. Shining that light that you're going to need to create a clear path moving forward. I am dedicated to delivering personal and spiritual empowerment that will be the catalyst for true transformation in your life. With that being said, let's bring our heart and our mind present right here, right now, to this sacred moment that have been carved out for you and for me. I am so excited that we get to step into a brand new moment that we've never stepped in before. I'm so excited because in this brand new moment is unlimited possibilities. So with that being said, let's bring our hearts and our mind present. Come on, let's take a good, healing, deep breath in. And on the exhale, we sit in this sacred moment that have been created and carved out for you and for me. A moment that we've never touched before. And we rest in this sacred moment. One more good, healing, deep breath in. So when you take that breath and breathe in, and when you exhale, I want you to feel yourself sit all the way in your heart center. So when you take that exhale and you sit in your heart center, you start pushing away everything that's clouding you, everything that's bombarding you, everything that's depressing you. You start pushing that away from you. One more for the power of 3. Good, healing, deep breath in. And on the exhale, I want you to now turn your focus and attention inward, tapping in to that rich inner life of the kingdom of God that is within you. And come on, confess this affirmation. I am a divine reflection of the glory of God. As He is above, so am I, right here, right now. Go ahead and confess that. I am a divine reflection of the glory of God. And as He is above, so am I, right here, right now. Today, I want you to also to affirm that you live and you have life in abundance to the full till it overflows. And today, you prosper even as your soul prosper. And that is the reason and the purpose that we are here. So we want to continue to pick up what we've been talking about over the last several weeks about how to start the process of getting out of your own way. Many of you are missing and falling behind because you are in your own way. Well, we want to really set something straight. We really want to start the catalyst for your true transformation to begin. So with that being said, you know the word sin in the Hebrew is hatah, which simply means missing the mark. Now, we talk about this quite often because the greatest tragedy that you could ever experience is for you to go through your entire life and not acknowledge who you are, not acknowledge your true, authentic self. So what we want to talk about today and getting out of your own way. The reason why I asked you to make that confirmation in the beginning of each of these sessions is because until you can start seeing yourself the way God created you and seeing yourself for your true value and the true worth of who you are, you will not allow yourself to touch what you need to touch to be able to fulfill your divine purpose. Not only won't you allow yourself to touch it, you won't even allow yourself to receive it. You won't allow yourself to see it. You won't allow yourself to really get a fresh download and get the clarity about who you are and what you are here to do. So with that being said, It's time now, beloved. Good morning, Jennifer Ferguson. Good morning. Happy to have you with us this morning. I pray that your Sunday is going great, right? Okay, and so listen, one of the greatest tragedies that you can ever experience is to go through your entire life, listen, and not allow or not acknowledge your true self to be seen in this world. And what I want to really touch on that is because there are so many of you that have probably lived your entire life being shaped by outside rules or obligations. I want to say that again, because I want you to take a moment and really do some introspection this morning and look and see, because there's so many people, you have lived your entire life being shaped, being molded by other people's rules and regulations, doctrines and dogmas, or either you have allowed yourself to be shaped and lived your life solely according to your obligations. And we know that it's important to honor obligations, but many times you take on things that you're not in a position to take on. And you're overwhelming your life. You're saying yes to things that you know you should say no to. But in this season, you're going to have to take spiritual responsibility. And you may have to go to some people and say, I'm sorry. I thought I was going to be able to do that, but I'm not able to do it. Not making excuses, take responsibility. I'm sorry. I thought this project was a match for me, but I see now that it's not, and I'm not going to be able to do it. What can I do to put someone else in my place or to make this work for you so that we come to a peaceful resolution? Take responsibility. So we don't want to be bogged down in obligations that's draining the life out of you in this season. And you're going to have to be able to really tap in to your spirit to discern what things should remain and what things need to be let go of. Remember, a couple of weeks ago, we started talking about 3 things to let go of that will change your life. Good morning, Jacob. How you doing? All right. Good to have you with us this morning. Right? What needs to be let go of? You see, when you are living your entire life being shaped and being molded by outside rules, outside influences, and obligations that you have taken on in your life that's no longer serving you, this is so critical, because I know that you can identify with this, that many of you have gone years putting up with things, carrying the burden of things, and going along with things that you know is no longer serving you. You know it's no longer a match for you. Instead of it uplifting you, it's draining you. And so, beloved, you have to take responsibility and be in divine integrity with your life. That is so important. Number 2, many things that we're dealing with. Good morning, Cherise. I'm going to call you. I promise. We must connect. Great to have you here this morning. Listen, number 2, beside living your life being shaped and molded by outside rules or obligations that no longer serve you, this is so important. And I really want you to take a moment to really see if you are still in this category, or if you are finding yourself growing and developing past that. Good morning, Overseer Jesse. Love you. Great to have you here. Pray that y'all Sunday mornings are really going well so far. All right, so listen, number 2, this is what I really want you to start discerning, is that are you really trusting the voice of the Spirit within? Good morning, Lisa. Thanks for joining us this morning. Y'all go ahead, tag somebody, let them know that we're over here with Spiritual Success Live. All right, listen. You don't trust the voice of your heart, and you still cannot distinguish between your ego, mind, and spirit. You're still in a place that Hey, Mary Greggs, how are you? Oh, so happy to see you here this morning. Love you, love you, love you. That is a childhood friend. What precious memories. Wow. Listen, beloved. Okay, so number 2. You're still in a place where you don't trust the voice of your own heart. You don't trust the voice of the Spirit within you, and you can't distinguish between what's in your head, you know, what you think is the enemy, what you think is God. This is so serious because listen, beloved, you've got to begin to live your life where you are standing flat-footed in your own truth. And when we say your own truth, let's not confuse things, because we know that, I often tell you this, that religion is the enemy of God's people. We're talking about religion. We're talking about rules, regulations, doctrine, dogmas that are hundreds of years old that may not serve you. Now, doctrine and all of that is good in its place, but that was never your how do I want to say this? Your affiliation and your association and your membership in a spiritual organization was never meant for you to be a slave. It was never meant for you to be controlled, manipulated, beat down, just living in guilt and living in fear. It was never meant to be that. Good morning, woman of God. So happy to see you. Love you so much. Listen, it was never meant to be that kind of controlling, manipulating, beat down, where your spirit is so drained that you never learn how to hear the voice of the Spirit for yourself and trust it. Now, many of you, and it's not that deep. It's really not that deep. But the thing is that you have not yet learned how to trust what you are hearing on the inside and how to get up and move and take action with that. Now, I'm talking to those of you that's been in and around church most of your life, but you're still in a place where you're feeling stuck and bewildered and confused and frustrated. Beloved, it is time to grow up. It's time to mature. I tell you this all the time. I am in, and what I am giving to you is a Hebrews 6 movement, where it is time to really, come on, beloved, step in to some maturity, step in to this realm of perfection or maturity, as the scripture says. It's time now. There's certain things and doctrine and dogma that should already be settled. So leaving the principles of the doctrine and going on to maturity, going on to perfection, this is why as a whole the body is stuck. This is why as a whole we're stagnant. This is why as a whole we're seeing a great falling away. And I tell you this all the time. Everybody that's falling away and leaving is not leaving because they want to live in sin. And I know that, the scripture says, forsake not the assembling of yourself together, but you are going to have to give an account. You're going to have to give an account to God for the purpose, for the gifts, the talents, the ability, and the divine call in your life that you have not answered. And when you come into giving that account, and we give that account every day. So when we talk about sin, when I say yesterday, I'm talking about, yesterday as far as back as hundreds of years ago in the church. Yesterday, we focused so much on sin and missing the mark. And that word in the Hebrew, hatah, means missing the mark. And we're not talking about the big five, what I call the big five sins that in quote unquote church, this is all we talked about: smoking, drinking, fornication, adultery, lying, cheating, gambling, whatever. But I say this all the time, and I really want you to hear this because this is so important. The biggest sin that you will ever commit is missing the mark in your life. And when we talk about missing the mark, we're talking about you never ever coming into the realization of what you are truly here to do. Now, I want you to hear me because I'm getting ready to split some hairs right now, and I want you to really hear this. Number one, when we opened up, I talked about so many people, you still living your life being shaped by outside rules, outside obligations that you have taken on in your life, pleasing people, conforming to people. And when you live your entire life that way, you've not stopped long enough to really sense, feel, and hear the direction of God for your life. You've not stopped to sense, to feel, and understand what your divine calling is. And there's a danger there. See, on the one hand, like I said, there is nothing wrong with being a part of an organization, being a member of a church. All of that's good. We know that that's all there for a reason. This is where it becomes dangerous. It becomes dangerous when you become a robot, when you become a clone, when you're fitting into a box that you don't fit in, and you never try to get out of that box. That's when you are in danger, beloved. Listen, and that is when you are in sin, because you're missing the mark. You're missing what God put you in this earth realm for. And so yesterday we focused so much on sin. I want you to go with me for a minute. We focus so much on sin, so much on the devil, so much on welfare. Now, I'm not saying none of that's real. We know there's darkness in this world. We know that people are allowing themselves to be used for evil. We know that. But I want you to hear me today, beloved. Hear me. We focus so much. Good morning, Amanda. Thanks for joining us. We focused so much on sin and warfare and the devil and demons. Okay, is there a place for that? Yes. Follow me. We focused so much on that we never got to what's really good about you, what's really good in you, what's so unique about you. What did God give you that he didn't give to anyone else? The psalmist says in 139 that when God created you, he did something so special. He did something so unique that he went behind the curtain and pulled the curtain, and he put in you what I call your sass, your strongest, authentic spiritual self. That's your special sauce. That's the part of you that is so unique that if you put 50 people in the room that's called to do the same thing, if you put 50 cooks in the same room, give them the same recipe, give them the same ingredients, give them the same stove, the same pots, the same everything, I guarantee you every one of those recipes is going to come out different. Why? Because you tap into your energetic nature, to your spirit, to that special part of you, and you begin to put that in what you're doing, and it comes out differently. And so when God created you, he put something so special and so unique in you. No one else has that. But we focused on everything that was wrong with us, that we didn't take time to find out what's right with us. Now, you know my saying, wherever your attention goes, your spirit, your energy, your life force starts flowing in that direction. And because God created us as powerful creators as well, wherever that energy, your spirit, your life flow, wherever you are focusing your attention, you're going to start creating. So if you're always focusing on, I messed up, I'm no good, I'm a sinner, I don't know what I'm doing, I'm a misfit, nobody likes me, nobody wants me around. When you put your energy and your focus and your attention in a realm like that, you're going to keep creating that. That's why it's so important that, listen, we have to, along with understanding what's written in the book, we also have to understand divine spiritual laws. These are things that God has already put in the universe. And when I say the universe for me is not God, it's God's operating system. It's the way that God operates. He put laws and things in motion and in place. And when your spirit comes into divine alignment with that, you're going to start creating and manifesting the will of God. So go with me for a moment. So yesterday, our mind was so preoccupied with sin and evil and demons and witches and warlocks. Again, is that real? Yes, it is. Is there a place for it? Yes, it is. But in this season, I want to challenge you, because you're already protected. Come on. No weapon formed against you can prosper. God has already given you power over all the works of the enemy. He already defeated the enemy. So listen, you don't need to put your focus and attention there unless you are called as a watchman and your position is on the wall, right? Now listen, I challenge you in this season to take your focus, your mind, and your attention off of everything that's wrong, everything that's bad, everything that's evil, everything that's wicked, who's doing what to you, who don't like you, who's trying to put it. Take your mind off of all of that because it's a distraction. Trust me when I tell you, you are divinely protected. You are divinely supported. And you're being divinely guided. So take your mind off of all that negativity and start putting it in your spirit, turning that focus and that attention inward to your rich inner life of the kingdom of God that is within you. Turn that inward and start tapping into the wealth of gifts, talents, abilities, and endless potential that God has already put in you. I want to read this. I want to read this quote to you from Mary Ann Williamson, because some of you are still stuck going around and around the same cycle, being stuck in the same pattern. All of us are to some degree, because every one of us today have something we need to break through. We all have something we need to break through. And there's still an area, I know, if I was to ask y'all, raise your hand, just say, put type a one down there and say, I still have something that I still need to get a breakthrough in, that I'm still not there yet. All of us have at least one area. So we're stuck going around and around the same solution. But listen, Mary Ann Williamson said this: our deepest fear, and I'm reading this quote, is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. I want you to let that sink in for a minute, because I am all about empowerment. I am all about transformation. I'm all about you stepping into the super being that you are, acknowledging who you are in this earth realm, because you are powerful. So your deepest fear is not that you're inadequate. That is a trick. It's a trap of the enemy. All that fear that you've been stuck in, and insecurity and intimidation and inadequacy, that's not it. What it is that deep down inside, now I'm talking to a few people right now, deep down inside, you know that you are powerful beyond measure. I want you to take a minute and just breathe that in. That you are powerful. Yes, you are. That's why we confess that at the top. I'm a divine reflection of the glory of God. As he is above, so am I right here, right now. That is why Elohim said, let us make man in our image and after our likeness. You have God's stuff in you. You have God's substance of you, right? Okay, I want you to acknowledge that you are powerful beyond measure. Listen, it is our light, not our darkness, that frightens us the most. This is what we may call fear of success, fear of stepping into your brilliance, fear of owning who you really are. Listen, we ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. You are, listen, who you are is a child of God. So ask the question, who are you not to be? Who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Listen, your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. Now I can raise my hand. I remember for years, and Dr. Anisi, I know that you can attest to this. For years, we may have played small or shrunk back or didn't let your gift shine as brightly as it could have because you didn't want to make other people feel uncomfortable. You knew you had the goods. Come on, this is not cocky. This is being confident. This is not being conceited. This is acknowledging the powerful being that you are. You knew you had the goods. You knew that you were powerful, but other people were so uncomfortable with your light shining, and you didn't even try to do it. Now let's talk some real talk, because I know there's some of you out there, you know that your light shines so brightly that when you walk in a room, you light up the whole room. Everybody turn to you and look, and they want to know, who are you? But we've learned over the years how to dim that light, how to shrink back from our true light, because we don't want to make other people uncomfortable. We don't want people saying, who does he think he is? Who does she think she is, right? So listen, you're shrinking and playing small so that other people won't feel insecure around us. Listen, we are all meant to shine as children of God. We were born, listen, we were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. That's why I say you've got to let the glory of God shine in this season. It's not just in some of us, it's in every one of us. And as we let our light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberated others. You know, one of the things that I didn't like hearing when we were coming up in church, I didn't like hearing things that limited me. You know, and for you all know the story about, you know, when I came to, I relocated from New York City, Brooklyn, New York. Hey, all my Brooklyn people. And I relocated to Columbus, Ohio. This was back in 1990. So I was called to ministry in I don't remember. It was back in the 80s. I want to say maybe 84, maybe 84, 83, 84, I was called to ministry. So by the time I relocated here to Columbus, Ohio, I was already ordained, licensed, ordained evangelist, already fulfilling purpose in ministry. And then I got placed in a ministry that did not quite believe that women could preach. God makes no mistakes. He knows exactly what he's doing. But I'm saying all of that to say this. I never liked hearing things that limited me, that made me feel like I was less than or I couldn't do. And I know, like, one of the popular sayings is stay in your own lane. That is true in a certain respect. But from the standpoint that it was being spoken of, it wasn't like stay in your own lane because you're powerful in your own lane. It was like stay over there and don't try to be more than you are supposed to be. Stay in your own lane and don't try to preach because women can't preach. Stay in your own lane and don't try to go after this because that's not for you. It was something about all that kind of talk that made me uncomfortable because I knew that we are here to be super beings. So we want to break the pattern. So what is the solution to all of this? Number one, if you're still living your entire life being shaped by outside rules or obligations. Number two, you don't yet trust the voice of the Spirit within you. Not only trust it, but act on it. And number three, you're just stuck going around in the same cycle. What is the solution? Well, when we look at where we are today, starting from today and including today, listen, there are 13 days left in this month, and there are 31 days left in December. So there are 44 days left in this year, which brings us to the number 8, which is a divine number. So what am I saying in a nutshell? You still have time to start. If you're looking over this year of 2018 and you're saying to yourself, it's been great, it's been wonderful, I'm here to tell you, get ready. There is more. There is more. And I want to know all of y'all that are with me that's ready for more. On the other hand, if you're looking and you're saying this year was full of challenges, this may have been the worst year you lived, maybe financially, maybe health-wise. It's the worst year you've ever lived. Even for myself, it seemed like this whole year, it's been like one little thing after another, health-wise, you know. But thank God we're still here. We're still standing. It's always a new opportunity to start over and to start fresh. That's why I talk about the new beginning mindset. Every day is an opportunity for a new beginning mindset. So I want to encourage each and every one of you. You still have time. I want you to really don't just coast through the rest of this year. And if you need some help, get some help. I tell you, I've opened up evening slots so that you and I can have a one-on-one conversation. Let me help you get some clarity. Let me help you get clear so that you can end this year strong and start 2019 empowered. I'm coming out the gate running with this with the Spiritual Success Academy. You're going to have to do this inner work. You're going to have to do the inner work. There's no other way around it. You're not going to grow. You're not going to evolve. You won't advance or prosper until you do your own inner work, till you figure out what you're doing to stop you. Trust me when I tell you, 98% of the time, there's no demon, no devil, no witch, no warlock involved. Trust me when I tell you, you are the biggest hindrance and the biggest holdup to what's going on in your life. Now, I know you don't want to hear that because it's so easy to blame other people and blame other things. All right? So listen, this is what I want you to do. We're going to get this moving the right way. Hey, Gwen, how you doing, girl? Good to see you. Listen, we're going to get this moving. So what I want you to do, I'm going to make this real easy for you. Because I told you all to go to the website, click on the mentoring button and fill out the little form. It's an automated process that I want you to go through. But this is what I want you to do today. This is how much I'm extending myself. And that's all I can do is extend myself, right? Just inbox me. You already on Facebook. You already on the page. Hit that message button. Inbox me and say, and leave your email address there and say, I want to have a private session. Now, this is complimentary. I'm doing this just to do this because I want to see you win. I want to see everybody win. Just inbox me. Just inbox me and I'll get that message and we'll take it from there. Let's have a conversation, all right? So let's wrap this up for today. We have 44 days left in this year. And believe me when I tell you, you can win. You can turn some situations around. I'm challenging you to step out of the box and begin to hear the voice of the Spirit within, trust it, and then step out on it. All right, beloved, have a blessed, wonderful, and amazing rest of your day. Don't forget, go to my YouTube channel, Spiritual Success TV. I need everybody to go over there, subscribe, watch the videos, leave a comment. Let's get this moving. All right, have a blessed, wonderful, and amazing rest of your day. I love you guys. See you next week. Right back, right here. Bye now.